Ladies and gentlemen, and fellow Tigers, welcome. Such a beautiful day, beautiful crowd, and in a beautiful room. My name is Sang Kim, the Director of the Asian Affairs Center and the Director of the Confucius Institute at the University of Missouri. And it is our special privilege and honor to have Consul General洪磊and his staff members from the People's Republic of China, Chinese Consulate General in Chicago. And they had a full visit today, visit agenda today, and this really confirms the strong presence of China on this campus and in the community. We have a very strong, we're very proud of our presence and the connections the university and the community has with China. And that is shown through our Chinese faculty members through their scholarly research, of which reaches nationwide and also worldwide. And through the presence of our Chinese students and visiting scholars, we have a very strong citizenship diplomacy that is being practiced and conducted here on this campus and the community. And also through the MU Confucius Institute, in partnership with the Columbia Public Schools, we teach our children in Columbia Public Schools, about 1,500 children in Columbia Public Schools, Chinese language almost daily. So this is the Consular and Consul General Hong's visit really strengthens our presence of China here in mid-Missouri. It is our tremendous honor to have the delegation here to visit. And I'd like to invite our Chief International Officer, Dr. James Scott, to introduce our speaker today.
Thank you very much, Sang. I have a written introduction, but most of what I wanted to say, Sang has already said. No, we're delighted to welcome so many of you here today. On such a beautiful day, you've chosen the better thing to be here for Consul General Hong's presentation. So I congratulate you there. Obviously, the University of Missouri has a number of connections with China of long-standing significance. Several of our colleges have impressive histories in China. For example, when MU's Dean of Journalism was first appointed, the first journalism school in the world, and I would say the best journalism school in the world, the first thing he did was move and work and live in China. And ever since, our School of Journalism has had tremendous connections with China, including one of their decorated alums, Edgar Snow. But other colleges, such as Arts and Science, Engineering, the College of Agriculture, Food and Natural Resources, College of Business, Human and Environmental Sciences, Veterinary Med, Nursing, I could go on. Other of our colleges have long-standing relationships in China for research, collaboration, teaching, and academic exchange. We have many productive faculty members across the university who were born and educated in China. And we have over 1,200 students from China. And we have dozens of active agreements with Chinese universities and other institutions. And so we're anxious to learn about the next chapter of China-U.S. relations. Mr. Hong is, of course, very well qualified for today's presentation. He's had a distinguished career in diplomacy for over 25 years. He's had a series of appointments in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and he's served in Beijing and in Europe, the U.S., and I'm sure other parts of the world in that capacity. Prior to his appointment as Consul General in Chicago in 2016, just a few months ago, he was spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Deputy General of its Department of Information. And so without further ado, I introduce his presentation on China-U.S. relations in the new era. Please join me in welcoming Consul General Hong.
Honorable Vice Provost, Mr. King, dear friends in the University of Missouri, it is such a great honor and pleasure to meet you here all. I have learned about the fame of this great university through many friends' introductions. We feel especially close to the University of Missouri because of our special relationship with Mr. Edgar Snow. He played so conspicuous a role in China's revolution and the modernization drive that we always take him as a very old and good friend of China. So we pay tribute to all his efforts in enhancing the understanding between the Midwest of the United States with China and the United States with China. And I think because of his special relationship with this university and the journalism school here on this campus, we think it is the University of Missouri that contributes a special effort to fostering such an important relationship between our two great nations. Thank you very much. I arrived yesterday on this campus. I met many Chinese professors here and many Chinese students studying on this campus. My feeling is that they are enjoying their living, studying, working here in this beautiful university. And I was really amazed by the robust academic exchanges between the university and China. And I also was very much impressed by the activities carried out by the Chinese Students and Scholars Association on this campus. Actually, the Chinese professors and the students on this campus, you are nowadays serving as our civil envoy for fostering an even stronger relationship between this great university with China, enhancing the understanding between our two peoples and strengthening our friendship between these two great nations' people. So I commend all your efforts. Thank you. I have been here for 9 months working in the Midwest of United States. I would like to share my thoughts, my experience for the last 9 months. I worked and lived here. Actually, the first thing I would like to mention about is the very important meeting between our two presidents 2 weeks ago in Florida. I think this meeting actually is a very important contact between the two states, heads of the states. At the very beginning of the new administration of United States, early this year, people who are following the relationship of these two great nations very much care about the future of our relationship. So I think with this visit, actually nowadays we are very much clear about the orientation the two countries will take for fostering a very important and a very close tie between us. President Trump gave a warm welcome to President Xi during the meeting. And I think over the one-day visit, two leaders held many meetings in which they had in-depth exchange of views on China-US relationship and international and regional issues of common concerns. reaching many important consensus. The meeting made important achievements in the following 4 aspects. First, strengthening mutual understanding and the trust of the 2 heads of states. President Xi and President Trump shared governance theory and introduced to each other their respective ongoing priority agendas, which deepens mutual understanding and establish good working relationship between them. President Xi introduced Chinese history, condition, and achievement from reform and opening up to President Trump. He noted that China firmly follows the peaceful development path and rejects the theory, I win, you lose, and the old way of power leading to hegemony. Instead, President Xi emphasizes China devotes ourselves into promoting global peace, stability, and prosperity. President Trump said that China owns a great and amazing civilization. President Xi led China to make many achievements, which was well respected by the world. President Trump said he had a pleasant time with President Xi and established extraordinary friendship with President Xi. He's willing to continuously cooperate with President Xi and accepted President Xi's invitation to visit China sometime this year. Both leaders have agreed to keep close contacts through meetings, calls, and letters. The deeper the 2 leaders communicate with each other, the bigger role they could play in guiding China-US relationship. The closer and more resilient the bilateral relationship will be, and the more positive expectations the international community will have on the Sino-US relationship. Secondly, the meeting confirms the development direction and the principles of China-US relations. Both leaders highly applauded the historical progress of China-US relations and agreed to promote greater development on a new starting point so as to bring more benefits to peoples of our 2 nations and the world. President Xi reiterated that cooperation is the only right choice for China and the United States, and that both countries are capable of becoming good partners. He pointed out that we have 1,000 reasons to make China-US relationship a great success, and not a single reason to make bilateral relationship a failure. Both sides should focus on the fruits of cooperation and make a checklist of key cooperation areas so as to generate more early harvests. President Xi stressed that it is natural for China and the United States to have differences, and the key is to properly deal with it and control differences constructively. Both sides agreed to expand mutually beneficial cooperation fields through joint efforts and control divergences on the basis of mutual respect. President Trump noted that the United States stands ready to cooperate with China to eliminate those factors and problems affecting bilateral relationship, which will help realize greater development of US-China relations. Bilateral relations will certainly be better. Thirdly, the meeting lays out priority fields and the mechanisms of bilateral cooperation. The 2 presidents agreed to promote healthy development of 2-way investment and trade, as well as advance 2-way investment agreement negotiations. They also agreed to explore practical cooperation in many fields, including energy and infrastructure. China explained the essence of bilateral, mutually beneficial and win-win investment and trade. President Xi reiterated that China does not seek trade surplus on purpose and hoped that the U.S. can ease its restrictions on Chinese exports so as to further balance bilateral trade. Mutual trust in military and security is the foundation of China-US strategic trust. Both sides stand ready to strengthen communication and on bilateral militaries and will make full use of the upcoming platform of Joint Staff Dialogue Mechanism. Both sides are willing to deepen cooperation in many fields as law enforcement, legislation, and cybersecurity. If people of both countries enjoy closer relationship, both countries can have a much better relationship. Both sides are willing to expand people-to-people and cultural exchanges so as to enhance the understanding, the foundation of our bilateral relationship. The two heads of state have announced the establishment of 4 high-level dialogue mechanisms, including diplomatic and security dialogue, comprehensive economic dialogue, law enforcement and cybersecurity dialogue, and people-to-people and the cultural exchange dialogue. These 4 high-level dialogue mechanisms are an important achievements from this Mar-a-Lago meeting. During the meeting, the two sides initiated the diplomatic and security dialogue and comprehensive economic dialogue, conducting in-depth exchanges, setting a work agenda, and charting the course. The two heads of state are satisfied with the launching and initial success of these important mechanisms. The regular dialogue and cooperation mechanism between China and the United States are important pillars of this bilateral tie. They will play an important and positive role in advancing communication, enhancing mutual trust, expanding cooperation, and controlling differences between the two sides. Fourthly, the meeting strengthens communication and coordination on international and regional affairs between China and the United States. Both China and the United States are the permanent members of the UN Security Council. As the world's